She'll be back now here. Hoptown Hoppers TV network. For some reason, I guess everything went out, so that's fun. And, of course, that means we missed a 2-run homer to dead center field that actually had a good call on. If I do say so myself, Easton Beatty at the plate with a 2-1 count. It's a called strike there in the corner. The recap, what we might have missed on, I don't even know what happened. I apologize, everyone, for the stream going out. I've been connected the whole time. Something wacky must have just happened on the YouTube. Nick Johnson, the DH, got on with a walk as Beatty strikes out swinging for out number 1 of the inning. But Johnson got on with a walk, and then Chance Sweeney followed it up first pitch, home run to dead center field. Fourth batter of the inning comes up. It's Brennan Mueller. He had a 1-for-3 effort last time these two squared off with a walk in that game. First pitch upstairs, ball 1. On deck behind Brennan Mueller is Zach Hampton. Then we'll see the top of the order for the second time today, as Wolf gets set from the stretch. And here's the pitch coming in. Mueller started to go around. They'll say he held up just in time. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. Mueller so far in this summer season has been phenomenal. Has a .636 batting average and is slugging over 1,200. He rips one down the right field line, and it tails foul to make the count 2-1. But with that slugging percentage, that means his OPS is just a tick under 2,000. That's in 11 at-bats where he has 7 hits, 4 of them being doubles, 4 of them being singles, 1 being a double, and 2 being homers. He swings and tips the next one backwards. That'll even the count 2 apiece. We see the foul tip on that one, the foul ball on the one before. Brennan Mueller has an 81.8 contact percentage, and what that means is that whenever he swings, he is making contact with the ball over 81% of the time. That one he foul tips again and keeps himself alive. So contact can be anything. It can be a foul ball. It can be one put in play, whether it's a home run, a ground out. As long as you're making contact, that helps your percentage. And Brennan Mueller has been covering baseballs at the plate so far this summer. The 2-2 yet again. Mueller leaves outside, and the count runs full. And Mueller is a Chapel Hill, Tennessee native, just under 2 hours away from Hopkinsville, where he attended Forest High School, home of the Rockets. 3-2. It misses the knees, and that'll be another walk in the inning. He's on first safely. So now the 9 spot, Zach Hampton walks up to the plate, and he's playing second for the Hoppers in this one. He did also play there opening night against the Miners, where he went 0-for-2 with a walk. Mason Wolf still looking in for the sign and ready to deliver the first pitch of the at-bat. Goes to the plate, and it's an off-speed that's right down the middle for strike 1. Hampton so far with a .333 batting average and 6 at-bats. That's 2 hits, and 2 of them both have been singles. Goes with a curveball, next pitch that falls off the table, and the count's now 1-1. He's thrown that curveball a few times, was warming up with it as well, and he runs it pretty well. It is pretty 12-6, but it falls really, really quick. He does not get a late enough release point on it. That one over on the left side is through the 5-6 gap. Zach Hampton will have a 1-out single and move Mueller up to second base. 2 on, still 1 out in the top of the second. We see the top of the order come back up with Cole Reynolds now at the plate. He reached to begin the game on an error when the third baseman, Brock Maddox, and the catcher, Landon Volner, collided right in front of the pitcher's mound. He was on second. Then Dom Hartman put one on the warning track to bring him in and tried going from a double to a triple. Swings to the first pitch. That one over on the right side, lands in front of the right fielder, Trent Prosperi, and that'll juice the bases for the Hoppers. Nice bat the ball. Didn't try doing too much with it. Saw that pitch was coming a little slower towards the outside, threw his hands at the ball and just flicked it the other way. And the bases are loaded for Dom Hartman. With that, the pitching coach for the Madisonville Miners, Riley McElfresh, will come out. He is a native of Cable, Wisconsin, who was a grad assistant this past year at North Central University in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's a D3 school up there. He's also an associate head coach with the Shallot Shallywags. I'm dead serious. Not Scallywags. It's the Shallot Shallywags of the Old North State League. That's where he was a year ago. He has some playing experience as well. He played at Bay College for 3 years, where he set a program record in career appearances, and then played at Bitterrow University and NAIA for 2 years after that. Well, his meeting with Mason Wolf is complete. He just tries to calm him down, make sure he's hitting his spots and working through his progressions nicely. Dom Hartman back at the plate. Goes after the first one, is way ahead of it, and misses for strike one. Again, just said it, but we'll say it again. Hartman had the one out towards right center field. He had a double out of it easy, tried getting a triple. It was close at the bag. They called him out on the tag, though. The 0-1 pitch. Hartman over towards the right side, bounces up to the second baseman, gets the out at second. Throw the first is in time for the double play. Bases loaded, but nothing more comes across after the two-run homer from Chance Sweeney to begin the inning. Your Hoppers lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom half of the second. Successful top half of the inning for the Hoppers. They look to do the same defensively and keep the Miners off the scoreboard. Chance Todd still on the mound as he will see 4, 5, 6 in the order, starting with Elijah Jordan, the DH for the Miners in this one. A lefty in the box who went 1 for 4 in the opening night contest. As he now awaits the first pitch, Todd from the stretch. He delivers one low in the zone for ball 1. The Miners are coming off a loss as well. Obviously, they're 0-5, but they're coming off a loss to the Fulton Railroaders, 10-6 in their last game. Next one out towards left center field. Good chase from Chance Sweeney, who jogs over and grabs it for out number 1. Todd's been making quick work of these Miners batters. It was back-to-back strikeouts the end of the first inning. And now gets a fly out to begin the second. Augustus Maynard walks up to the plate. He was 0 for 4 the last time these two squared off. Playing left field in this one. First pitch from Todd to him. Round the right field line, and that'll tail away foul for strike 1. The Hoppers, before their loss last night, were coming off a 4-game win streak where they were outscoring every other team in the league 32-14 in those games. For the Miners in their 0-5 start to the year, they've been outscored 42-17. Next pitch misses outside for ball 1. I seen it here early, already a 3-0 game. The Hoppers have been all over starting pitcher Mason Wolf, and the pitching for the Hoppers has been phenomenal. Next one catches the outside portion of the plate for strike 2. Counts 1-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the second. No one on the base pads, and the Hoppers lead 3-0. The Miners pitching has struggled, obviously, giving up 42 runs in 5 games. The 1-2 from Todd. This one, a floater out towards left field. Hangs up there for Brendan Mueller to take a couple steps to his left, and that's out number 2 of the inning. Maynard is put away after back-to-back flyouts, and now Jaden Hernandez, the shortstop, will approach the right-handed box. Hernandez went 2 for 3. He was the most successful guy for the Miners last time these two played. He also had a walk in that game. Todd, the next pitch, is right down Bradway for strike 1. Hernandez from Humboldt, Texas, attended Sul Ross State University, where in his freshman year he had a .206 batting average. Todd, the 0-1 pitch, is a soft roller over the Cole Reynolds, who grabs it and uses her momentum to take it all the way over to first for the final out. 3 up, 3 down, yet again for the Hoppers in the field. They look to tack on more with their 3-0 lead as we head to the third. We hit the third here at Elmer Kelly Field. Your Hoppers lead 3-0 over the winless Madisonville Miners. At the plate to begin the inning will be Evan Jacob, the catcher, in the 3 spot with Connor Scheid on deck. Mason Wolf still out on the mound for the Yellow. First pitch of the inning to Jacob, misses inside. Jacob, his last time up, flew out towards center field. Again, that's after a 3 for 4 day he had against them last time. The 1-0. Out towards deep center field. Could be looking at our second home run of the day, and that one is a no doubt goodbye baseball home run. Evan Jacob will trot around the bases to make it a 4-0 ball game. That's Jacob's third home run already this summer for the Hoppers as he crosses, and the Miners are in a devious early hole. Team giving him a lot of praise as he comes on in. He's been having a fantastic summer. As we mentioned, his third home run. He was already batting .400, and he will bring his average up after that one. Connor Scheidt at the plate, first pitch, a ball after Wolf tried the curve. Scheidt struck out swinging to end the first inning. That's his first at-bat of the summer, though. Second one, next pitch is upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Scheidt finishing up his redshirt sophomore year where he primarily plays first base. The 2-0. Misses again. And Scheidt has a 3-0 hitter's count. He's from McCordsville, Indiana, where he attended Mount Vernon High School this past spring. Danced around a .250 batting average with a team that made the World Series. Next one is finally in the zone for a college strike. Indiana Southeast won the River States Conference, not only the regular season championship, but also the tournament championship. It was their first tournament title since 2022, as that one gets up the middle, sliding stop by Mitch Menon, and he'll throw it over the first in time for out number 1. Good stop there by the second baseman. As now the DH Nick Johnson approaches the plate. I want to bring up again, though, the Hoppers' number that we briefly said, and I didn't give enough attention to, outscoring opponents 32-14 in their wins this year. Obviously, you're going to outscore teams in wins, especially when there's 4 against none in this instance, and that pitch skips in the opposite box for ball 1. But I think it's the staggering difference. It's not just extremely close games. The bats have helped out, but the pitching has been phenomenal for the Hoppers. Their starters have been incredible. You're seeing that already so far with Chance Todd through 2. As next one is above the helmet, 2 balls, no strikes to Nick Johnson. They've been a well-oiled machine all around through 5 games so far. Looking to contend this summer for the Ohio Valley League title, something they have yet to possess since 2019. Pitch is outside, and it's another 3-0 count. This is how he started off Connor Scheidt. He worked back in the zone and eventually got him the ground out to the second baseman, Mitch Menon. Now Nick Johnson, the 3-0, goes after it, gets above the head of the second baseman, Menon, and it is stopped by the right fielder who gets it back in the infield. And Johnson has a 1-out single. He's aboard safely. Chance Sweeney now approaches the left-handed box, and outfield, you better back up. He had the 2-run homer in the second inning toward dead center field to make it a 3-0 game. Obviously, it's now 4-0. He has the same situation with a runner on first, this time with 1 out instead of 0, though. First pitch is outside and high for ball 1 against Sweeney. Sweeney joined the team a little late from Auburn Montgomery, but has been getting some good time at the plate since arriving in Hopkinsville. In 8 at-bats, he has 3 homers, or 3 hits, now his 4th today, and his first being a homer. That pitch is outside, 2-0 count. Excuse me for that mistake. He also has 2 doubles already, so he's been an extra base hit king in a few appearances so far. 2-0 pitch now. The Sweeney up the right side is fielded by Gabe Wilkie, the first baseman. Get the out at second, and will get the out at first and twist the double play. Back-to-back innings for the Hoppers end with a double play, but they have scored yet again with an Evan Jacobs solo home run to dead center field. It's 4-0. As we'll be right back with more Hoppers baseball on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. Bottom of the third, your Hoppers lead 4-0. Hello, everyone. I'm Colin Crithers, bringing you today's action here from Emmer Kelly Field, where we're playing today's game in a city park. And as we drove in, we saw people playing disc golf. There's people right behind me playing mini golf. I'm watching a group right now going down the line towards their final hole. There's people playing actual golf right next to it. There's everything going on, but at the heart of it, there's an Ohio Valley League baseball game. Chance Todd's first pitch is over to the right side. Connor Scheidt fields it and gets it over to Chance Todd, who covers first for some PFP action to get the out to begin the bottom of the third. If you've joined us for all games, you've heard me say it at least once. I'll say it again. I love some PFP action. Chance Todd getting over there quickly and dancing onto the bag. He had to toe tap it to make sure he knew where he was. The 3-1 ground out, the Tanner Wallace. Now in the 8th spot, Gabe Wilkie will come up in the right-handed box. The right on right matchup. He goes after the first pitch, and that one out towards Chance Sweeney in center lands in front of him. It'll be the first single and first runner on today for the Miners. So now in the 9th spot, it'll be Mitch Minen, the second baseman. Did not play last time these two faced. He is from Arkansas City, Kansas. Might have fooled a few people with that one. Yeah, not Arkansas. Arkansas City, Kansas, where he attended Arkansas City High School. First pitch is in the dirt for ball one. Minen attends Southwestern College, where he finished up his sophomore year with a 164 batting average and 55 at-bats. Todd looks over at first and delivers to the plate. It's a dribbler over on the right side. First, the runner avoids it, and Zach Hampton just gets the out at first, and 2 are away. That does advance the runner. Gabe Wilkie over in the scoring position, but it can't hurt too much because there's 2 outs, and your team leads by 4. We're back to the top of the lineup. Trent Prosperi, certainly the most dangerous lineup and dangerous batter in this lineup. Excuse me again. First pitch of the second at bat from Chance Todd as he now goes to the plate and fools Prosperi, swinging and missing on one on the outside half. Prosperi grounded out to Cole Reynolds at short to begin this game. But he's got 7 hits 2 doubles and an RBI and 3 runs with 5 walks to accompany that already this summer. That one ripped up the left field line and is foul. Prosperi is a native of Fort Worth, Texas, where he now attends Rose State. As a freshman, did not record any stats, but if he continues the pace he's on for this summer season, there's no way he doesn't see the field next spring. No balls, 2 strikes. Should be a 1-1 count. The scoreboard is wrong, as that one now misses. It should be a 2-1 count. The scoreboard reads 1-2. And I want to tell you just to believe me. Brock Maddox steps on deck. Maybe the next one to face Todd if Prosperi gets on. That one just a tad bit low. And now the count is 3-1. And Prosperi is playing right field, though he's listed as a guy who can play the outfield as well as the infield in general. So nearly a utility guy, if you will. Chance Todd looks over at second. Now delivers to the plate. This one out towards center field. Chance Sweeney goes over his shoulder and gets behind it for the final out. Well, the first hit of the day for the Miners, but nothing to come from it. 3 are put away from Chance Todd as his team still leads by 4 through 1/3 of this game. We'll be right back with more Hoppers baseball in a moment. We're through 3 on the road in Madisonville. The Hoppers lead 4-0 on 6 hits and no errors, while Madisonville obviously no runs on 1 hit and 1 error so far in this one. Mason Wolf still on the mound, but there is some action in the Madisonville bullpen. Not sure exactly who it is, but it is a lefty warming up here at Elmer Kelly Field. 7-8-9 due up for the Hoppers, starting off with Easton Beatty, his second at-bat of the day. He goes after the first one and cannot connect for strike 1. Beatty is 1 of 2 strikeouts so far today. He collected that one swinging. The 0-1 pitch coming in. Tries the inside and cannot find the zone. Evens the count 1-1. That's Beatty's 7th strikeout of the year is going into this game. He has a 133 batting average and 15 attempts for the Hoppers. The 1-1 to the plate. Beatty thought about it, held up, and it's outside for ball 2. Beatty's been seeing just under 5 pitches per plate appearance so far this summer. So his word counts decently, but he's getting right around that spot where his at-bats are usually over as he fouls that one out of play. Again with the setup here at Elmer Kelly Field, there is, again, we're in the middle of a park. So there is parking lots everywhere right around us, especially where that ball went is the main parking lot for the field. And there's no way to avoid parking there if you were to attend a game at this ballpark. Next one is upstairs for a ball. Count is 3-2 against Easton Beatty. He had an 0-for-2 day on Tuesday against the Rhythm. And only 2 hits so far. That one is hit off the backside of himself, and he'll stay alive with a foul ball. So he got a piece of it. and they just hit it off his back leg, which automatically is a dead ball. Mason Wolf looking in and accepts the sign. All set for the 3-2 yet again. To the plate, here's the pitch. Beatty with a check swing and fouls it out of play. Really good fight in this at-bat. Getting close to that quality at-bat line, which almost 67 of his at-bats so far, 67%, I should say, of his at-bats have been listed as official quality at-bats. Next one is down low, and Beatty will not go fishing. So he is on with a leadoff walk. That'll bring up Brennan Mueller, the left fielder, who got on with a walk last time. He was the second walk so far this one, as Beatty being the third. Mueller made it all the way around to third base before the inning ended on a double play. That was with the bases loaded in the second. Mueller, first pitch, is popped over to Trent Prosperi in right field. He makes a read on it and will grab it for out number one. So now in the ninth spot, Zach Hampton back of the plate, who had a single in that second inning to move Mueller over. And again, he eventually made it to second base before the inning-ending double play. Still a runner on first with one out. In the top of the fourth, the Hoppers lead 4-0. Check the first base with the pickoff move, and Beatty's back in safely. Reset now for Wolf to attack the batter, and he misses on the first one. Decent crowd here on this Thursday afternoon Ohio Valley League action. Also quite a bit of red and black, as we're only about 30 minutes away from Hopkinsville. That one swung on and fouled backwards into the netting. Should mention, because I said it earlier, the bottom of the backstop is that brick that can bounce off of pretty well. The rest of it is netting that actually has been holding it up because it's very loose, so it doesn't like slingshot back. The top is, though, fence, and that one, the runner takes off. It's popped up in the infield. Beatty's going to have to return the first, as it is eventually caught by the first baseman, Gabe Wilkie. Was about to say, was holding my breath. We might have another one of those situations to begin the game where the third baseman and catcher collided, as Cole Reynolds got on safely and would eventually score the first run. Ironically enough, he now steps up to the plate. But no, that one was communicated correctly, and there's out number two with a pop-up. Reynolds, 1 for 2 on the day. He's reached both times. So obviously, once was the error that I just described, and the other a single. He'll get another single with this at-bat as he gets over the first. Beatty holds up at second, and 2 are on for Hoptown. Cole Reynolds has been very, very aggressive in most of his at-bats. He's been seeing just over 3 pitches per at-bat. And most part recently, they have been a lot shorter than that number says. So 2 on the 2 spot. Dom Hartman comes up to the plate with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. His team already with a 4-0 lead. Hartman with a double back in the first, as he lets the first one fade outside for ball 1. Hartman was thrown out going to third, though, trying to make it a triple instead of just a double. Did bring in that first run, and then he grounded into the double play 4-6-3 to end the second. Here he is now in the fourth. The U.S. Sports University Eagle on the 1-0 pitch. Goes after it, and it gets through the 5-6 gap. Kirby is waving around Beatty towards home. He comes to the plate and will reach safely. Reynolds goes from second to third on the throw, and he's on third, 90 feet away from a run. Hoppers lead 5-0 on the RBI single from Hartman. You cannot ask for a better start at the plate from the Hoppers. They have been smothering every pitch from Mason Wolf. They have scored at least one run in every inning. The second RBI of the day for Dom Hartman. Now the plate is Evan Jacob. Runner takes off from first to second. He'll return. Obviously, that's Dom Hartman after Evan Jacob fouled off the first pitch into the backstop. Jacob 1 for 2 on the day. He flew out to center field, and then he decided to lift some weights in the dugout and put one back to center field, but over the wall in his second at-bat for a solo home run. Hopefully that's not seen as a knock on him. He's obviously very strong, already 3 home runs on the year, as there's a pickoff move the first and no tag applied as Hartman's back in. Jacobs looked good outside of the home runs as well. He's had 4 hits coming into the day. As Hartman goes off for a second again, no throw down, and they'll just look over at Reynolds, who stays put on the pump fake. That pitch was a ball, so it evens the count at 1-1 with 2 in scoring position. Mason Wolf still set for the stretch. With runners on second and third, Evan Jacob down the left field line. This one getting back is going to have a chance and lands in front of the Big Mac sign. It bounces off of it. Evan Jacob will round second softly and return after scoring 2. It's a 2 RBI double for Jacob. What a day it's been for the Hoppers. They already lead 7-0 in the 4th. Jacob puts himself in scoring position, as that will probably do it for Mason Wolf's day. It's his first outing this entire summer for the Miners, and it does not go his way whatsoever. We'll have his stat line and a new pitcher here in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We've got some more exciting offensive baseball from your Hoppers in just a second. So that'll do it for the Miners starting pitcher Mason Wolf. He went 3 2/3. Let's strike out 3 walks, 9 hits, and 7 runs coming against him. The new man on the mound is the lefty, Wyatt Burris, who so far has pitched in 2 games. He's gone 1 1/3 That's just a third that he went against the Chiefs, and 1 full inning against the Henderson Flash, where he's given up 2 runs, both earned on 3 hits, 2 walks, and a pair of strikeouts. The lefty faces the lefty in the box, Connor Scheidt, his first pitch. A called strike to begin the at-bats. Burris inherits a runner on second with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. That's after Evan Jacob put one on the warning track in left field to bring in 2 runs. Scheidt, the 0-1, is an off-speed that's right at Jacob. He dances around it. Shortstop dives to make the play. Scheidt is over the first in time with the infield single. That's Scheidt's first time getting on in this 2026 season, and he shows off the wheels to do it. Jacob does move over the third, so another man 90 feet away from scoring. Scheidt's now 1 for 3 on the day after a strikeout and a ground out, and he brings up the DH Nick Johnson, who's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. First pitch for Burris is inside for ball 1. Burris is a redshirt sophomore from Siena Heights University. He stands 6'4" and 225 pounds on the left side of the rubber, where he served as a two-way guy. The 1-0 from Burris misses the zone. 2 balls, no strikes. So he serves as a pitcher, but also a first baseman for Siena Heights, where as a pitcher in 9 appearances, he recorded a 13.72 ERA, giving up 35 runs, 31 of them being earned. That one is sliced out towards right field. That'll bring in 1. Scheidt is digging for third as he rounds second. The throw, the cutoff over the third, slides in safely as he now goes from first to second, and they'll call him out. Trying to move up another bag, Nick Johnson tried putting himself in scoring position and will be thrown out in the effort doing so. He still brings in a run with his RBI single as the Hoppers now lead 8-0 over the Miners here in Game 6 of the season. We'll be right back with more Hoppers baseball as they look to shut out the Miners for a second time this year. Beautiful evening here in Madisonville, Kentucky. The catch-a game in the City Park as Ohio Valley League foes face off in their 6th game of the season. Hoppers lead 8-0. Again, it's a gorgeous day for baseball. It's about 75 degrees outside right now. A little bit of a breeze and the sun perfectly out with a nice mix of clouds for the outfielders. Helps them a lot out there and read the ball instead of just seeing the deep blue behind it. First pitch at the bottom of the 4th, Chance Todd still out there, delivers. It's a ball outside. As Brock Maddox steps up, it's 2-3-4 due up for the Miners. Maddox struck out swinging his last time up. He's 1 of 2 strikeouts. The 1-0. It tried the corner and cannot grab it for a strike. It's a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, Maddox struck out 1 of 2. Joining him with the strikeouts is Landon Volner, who's on deck. 2-0 is swung on and fouled off in front of the Hoppers' dugout. Counts now 2-1. Maddox, who plays college ball at Arkansas St. Mountain Home, finishing up his freshman year with a .289 batting average. So far, .211 batting average in a Miners uniform. 2-1 comes in from Todd and misses eye high. And the count is 3-1. Maddox has the lead. Maddox is from Benton, Arkansas. And he was really heating up with his best month being April and the portion they played in May. As that one down the left field line. And it is finally caught by Brennan Mueller, who almost overran it, but instead will corral it for out number 1. One away as Landon Volner steps up to the plate. Tonight's catcher with the only other strikeout that Chance Todd has delivered to his own stat line so far. As he now sets on the mound for the righty-righty matchup. First pitch over the Cole Reynolds to the screamer that gets off his chest. He still plays it. Throw over the first is blocked down by Connor Scheidt. It was off the bag, so he did anything to keep it in front. And he is aboard safely. We'll await to see if they give him a hit or reach on an error. And while I do so, looking a half inning ago, the Hoppers had 4 come across the plate, and with Evan Jacobs scoring, that officially closed the line for Mason Wolf. It was still slightly open when the new pitcher, Wyatt Burris, came in. He ended the day as a starting pitcher with 8 runs on 9 hits, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Chance Todd's first pitch, the new batter, Elijah Jordan, will miss inside. Still no official word on Volner. Sands on first. Pickoff move is to no avail. I don't know when I would give it, honestly, because I don't have the best angle of how much Scheidt had to leave the bag. It probably is going to go down as an error on Cole Reynolds. Next one swung on and fouled off out of play. Dom Hartman's giving it a really good chase, but won't be able to catch up to it. And while we have a moment, you can probably see from your screen right now to talk about how dangerous it is to be running that hard. The outfield wall, the fence, if you will, is literally a brick wall. I mean, it is straight cement out there. And the outfield, if you can tell from this camera angle, and if not, I'll tell you, it's hilly. It's like I'm back in Iowa with the rolling hills of the Midwest. That's what the outfield looks like. It's comes up in left field, dips down in center, it comes back up a little bit before settling out in right field, and in the deepest portion of right field, like right down the line, it immediately drops down again. So it's very, very awkward. Counts 1-1, squares around, pulls back as it's a ball high and away. Runner did not take off. Counts 2-1 to Elijah Jordan. Chance Todd now set and delivers the 2-1. Misses way outside. It's a 3-1 count. But yeah, it's a really awkward field. The players were saying, yeah, this could be dangerous for someone. I was talking to Reed Hayes, who's a typical left fielder and actually pitched a little last night. He said, yeah, you know, of all the days to have an off day, this field is not a bad one to have it on. Next one is a ball. It's a 5-pitch walk. So Elijah Jordan puts 2 runners on for the first time today for the Miners as they are trying to claw back out of a big, dangerous hole right now. They've dug themselves deep in an 8-0 pit. Volner's still no official word. I'm going to go ahead and give him the air against Cole Reynolds. Though I think you could easily rule that a hit. I just don't think they're going to be as generous. First pitch of the at-bat fouled up onto the fence. That is covering the little gap between the field of play and the stands here for the fans so they don't get hits. At the plate is Augustus Gussie Maynard. That's his nickname, Gussie. He has an 0-1 count with 2 on and 1 out. Fouls one out of play again. This one into the greenery of the park behind us. Maynard flew out to left field in his last showing back in the second inning. He's behind 0-2 against Chance Todd. Pitch comes in, and it is fouled out of play yet again to the same exact portion of play. That actually hits some rocks and bounces back towards the field. Or I guess I should say stadium because it is out of play. I'll say someone else is warming up for the Miners in the bullpen. He started warming up as soon as Wyatt Burris came in the game. It is a righty over there who just finished warming up. We could see if he comes in. The 0-2 again. Chance Todd just misses the zone. I'm not even going to give you a location because it was very, very close. Nice hold for Maynard as he now has a 1-2 count with Volner on second and Elijah Jordan on first. The 1-2 now from Chance Todd. That one out towards right center field will find some greenery. He's headed for second. They're sending one around third. They're sending a second. They'll hold up. No, he's going to hold off at third base now. One run comes across, and it is no longer a shutout. Volner scores to make it an 8-1 game. It's a double for Maynard. That puts 2 in scoring position with still 1 out. That's the first run that Chance Todd has given up in the summer season so far. That'll bring up Jaden Hernandez, who grounded out to Cole Reynolds at short. His last time up, and it was also how the second inning concluded. Todd's first pitch with 2 in scoring position. It is over the heart of the plate and fouled out of play on the right side. Hernandez, through 5 games so far, has 15 at-bats. He's collected 5 hits, all of them singles. Also brought in 4 RBIs and 1 run. The 0-1 to him. Misses in the dirt. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Still 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning with runners on second and third. Hoppers lead 8-1 over the Miners. On deck is Tanner Wallace, the center fielder, who grounded out in his only at-bat. Next pitch runs inside to make it a 2-1 count. Todd was really efficient in his first outing against the Miners of the season. That was something that carried him through 7 complete innings of work. His efficiency's gone a little off in this one. That one out towards left center field, It is caught by Chance Sweeney. The runner tags from third to home. The throw will just go to third. They'll hold Augustus Maynard at second, but that'll go down as a sac fly as Jordan scores, and the 2-run score now for the Miners on 8 for the Hoppers. Tanner Wallace at the plate after grounding out to Connor Scheid, who flipped it over to Chance Todd, who covered first base at the time. Just a runner on second with 2 outs. That one misses low and away to begin Wallace's second at-bat. Again, just looking at this full inning, 6 runs have been scored in the 4th, 4 by the Hoppers, 2 now by the Miners as they start trying to chip back. 0-1 pitch from Chance Todd. That one out towards center field. Chance Sweeney tracks over to his right side and collects it for the final out of the 4th inning. A couple come across for the Miners As we check our scoreboard, Hoppers lead 8-2 on the road as they look to improve their 4-1 record. We'll be right back here with more OVL baseball. Wyatt Burris still has the pitching duties for the Miners in this one after just getting one out to end the top of the fourth. And, I mean, it was a busy fourth inning on both sides of the plate. The Hoppers scored 4, and then the Miners started to gain a few back. They scored 2 runs off an RBI double from Augustus Maynard. That cleared all but him. Hoppers lead 8-2 as the top of the 5th begins at the plate. We chance Sweeney as he goes towards center field. It's floating towards the warning track and is finally caught by Tanner Wallace on the first pitch. Sweeney is put away as he was the only one not to come up to the plate in that 4th inning. Easton Beatty approaches the right-handed box now. As that one was caught on the warning track, and Tanner Wallace actually stands still right where he caught that ball. Hasn't returned back to his spot as Wyatt Burris delivers the first pitch, and Beatty swings through it for strike 1. But as he caught it on the warning track, it's a good time to talk about how the warning track is also going to be difficult for these outfielders throughout the remainder of this one. It's not very true the way you would expect, as the 0-1 comes in from Burris and bounces in front of Beatty. 1-1 count. But the warning track is not very big. It's kind of covered by some grass, but it's also covered in weird stones. So those that are familiar with the park were telling me, yeah, you know when you're there, but it doesn't give you a lot of time for warning. It just gives you an obnoxious warning. Beatty swings through the 1-1 and it falls behind 1-2 in the count. So you know when you're on the warning track, so you don't necessarily run into a cement wall, but it doesn't really do you much justice. It throws you off balance and everything from there. That one misses the zone as he tried the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes against Easton Beatty, who's had a strikeout and a walk back in the 4th inning. He ended up scoring as well. 2-2 pitch goes with a slider, and it'll be a punch out. Beatty's 2nd K of the day. His first one looking will bring up Brennan Mueller. Or excuse me, Brennan Mueller, his day is done after getting on with a walk and a flyout to right field. Alex McGuire is at the plate. First pitch, he sees the game, misses upstairs. So McGuire will come in, likely take over the duties in the left field. They might also move him to center, where he's been playing the majority of the time, and move Beatty to left and Chance Sweeney over the right. He goes after the 2nd pitch, chopper to the shortstop, and it's caught on the skip by the first baseman, Gabe Wilkie, for the final out. 3 up, 3 down for the Miners in the field. They have started to gain some momentum as we head to the bottom of the 5th, halfway through this one. Your Hoppers hold on to an 8-2 lead in this contest. Back now for some more Ohio Valley League action in the bottom of the 5th inning. Colin Critters bringing you today's game here from Madisonville, Kentucky. Feels like a good time to take a look at some other scores around the Ohio Valley League. The Henderson Flash have taken on the Fulton Railroaders, where that game is tied at 1 apiece. The Paducah Chiefs are playing the full count rhythm. They're tied at 1-1. Chance Todd delivers the first pitch of the inning. That's just foul of the chalk on the left side against Gabe Wilkie, who's in the 8th spot. Righty on righty matchup. As Todd now set the 0-1 and gets him the foul tip, a pitch into the dirt for strike 2. Wilkie from Lincoln Trail College, where he had a phenomenal season, finishing up his sophomore year, where in his freshman year he had a .264 batting average. He improved that to a .406 in his sophomore year. From Evansville, Indiana, the 0-2 fouled backwards out of play. No balls, 2 strikes now as Chance Todd now set, goes to the plate, and we'll do it all over. Wilkie's finding any way to stay alive, and 17 at-bats so far going into this game, I should say. He's got 3 hits and 1 RBI. He's also gained a walk and a hit by pitch. He's recorded 6 strikeouts so far in the day. He's got a single back in the 3rd. The 0-2 is over on the right side, foul, and fades out of play. Again, just to mention, the Chiefs are playing the rhythm, tied at 1 apiece, and that was another opening night game where the Chiefs were leading 3-0 against the rhythm before that one eventually got rained out, so not a complete score. The 0-2 again from Chance Todd is inside on the curve. 1 ball, 2 strikes, another score to mention because we appreciate you being here, don't want to go anywhere. But you might want to know the score of the Women's College World Series, Game 1 of the championship finals. Texas Tech leads Texas 1-0. Over on the left side is foul, and the count still 1-2. Chance Todd so far this year, and we've talked about efficiency going into this game, was throwing about 3 pitches per batter, and just over 51% of his at-bats were over within 3 pitches or less. That's what really carried him in that last one. We really emphasized in the last game. Chance Todd gets him the tip one into the backstop yet again. And that was what carried him, though, the efficiency in Game 1. He's been really good here in Game 2. He's been in the zone. He's been throwing some very competitive pitches. The efficiency just hasn't been as amazing, and I think it helps that the minors have seen him once and have been working up his pitch count a lot in these at-bats. This one's aired to center field. Chance Sweeney comes in on it and will grab it. Excuse me, that's going to be Alex McGuire for the first out. Should mention the defensive substitutions that I so geniusly checked out before the inning started because I'm so experienced and smart. But I think it's exactly what I said was going to happen. As, yep, McGuire is in center now for Brendan Mueller. Chance Sweeney moves over. And Easton Beatty now on the right. That one over the Connor Scheid at first. Flips it over the Chance Todd, who is on the bag and misses it. He dives back on the bag, and it's not in time. Mitch Menon is aboard with the error. By the way, we finally got confirmation. That little play from Cole Reynolds, they are going to be generous. I'm surprised. I would have given it a hit, but I was assuming they'd give it an error. They do finally give it a hit. That one's going to go down as an error, though. Chris Benny's going to run out to have a conversation with our first base umpire. Yeah, Chance Todd just jumped over the bag and missed it. And it does officially go down as an E1. He dove back on it, not in time. That's Mitch Menon on first. After he was 0 for 1 with a ground out, the second baseman is aboard to send the top of the lineup back to the plate. I don't know if you guys can hear that sound, but there are some, I don't even know what you call them. I'm going to call it clappers. You know those little plastic toys that it's like in the shape of a hand, and there's like one in the middle, and then there's two like flexible ones on each end, and you just wave it back and forth, and it makes a clap sound. I guess they might have been handing some of those out because there are a plethora of people here that have them, and the same plethora of people will applaud the umpires after their meeting is over, and they agree the runner is still safe on first. So 1 out with a runner on. Hoppers still lead 8-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Chance Todd now set to deliver the pitches to Trent Prosperi. The top of the order is up for the 3rd time today for Madisonville. Todd to the plate. Misses low. He's behind the count 1-0. Todd's also not thrown the first pitch strike as much as he did last time. In that first game, just near 67% of his at-bats were a first pitch strike. Can't say the same about this one. Runner takes off from first to second. It is a called strike. It guns him by a mile. The tag is down, and Evan Jacob has a runner caught stealing. He absolutely gunned him with an amazing throw that skipped up perfectly for Cole Reynolds to get the tag down for the 2nd out. So it doesn't matter if he was at first or not. They found a way to grab him. And Trent Prosperi, now is a 1-1 count. He swings away and is falling behind 1-2. It was a fly out the center, and then caught stealing for 2 outs, looking to finish it right here. Chance Todd to the plate, and just misses with the curve. Two count. Todd back with the pitch. It misses at the head of Prosperi as the count runs full. Prosperi's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a line drive out towards Chance Sweeney in center. Of course, it's Alex McGuire out there now. He got a hold of it just right at someone. The full count pitch. Chance Todd goes to the plate. It's right back at the middle. Gets off the foot of Chance Todd. Bounces off to the right side. No one's there to field it. He rounds first and goes for a second. Here's a throw from Beatty in right field. It is caught. And Chance Todd was on the ground there for quite a while. Prosperi safe on second base. And head coach Chris Benny is going to come out to have a conversation. That got Chance Todd good off his ankle. He's limping back to the mound, and what a scary scene here for friends, family, and, of course, his college coach. That will go down as, I think, a double for Trent Prosperi. It's not an error for Chance Todd, obviously, and no one picked it up. It's not like Prosperi advanced on a throw. He just took it off for a second, so technically it's a double. Benny's going to walk back to the dugout as Chance Todd is seemingly going to stay in this game. And I don't think he's going to ask for any warm-up pitches either to see how he's feeling. He's just ready to go. He's a warrior out there. All right. I like that. He now faces Brock Maddox, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to left field. Chance Todd says, you know what, it may have stung a little bit. That's not going to change my pitching, though. We'll see how he does. The first pitch after the quote-unquote injury is a strike in the zone that's fouled backwards out of play and finally lands near the mini golf course. It's on the first little hole there and just misses from a hole-in-one. Could you imagine that if it went in? It's right next to the hole. 0-1 is the count. Todd delivers, and that one out of play backwards again. I don't think near the mini golf course. That one just near the parking lot. There is someone playing on that course that was a hole away, and thank goodness they were at the pace they were. Otherwise, they would have been in a little heads-up call. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second. Chance Todd from the stretch back to the plate. Runner takes off from second to third. This one down the left field line and plenty foul. So we'll do the no ball, 2 strike count yet again for Brock Maddox with Landon Vollner on deck still in the 3 spot. Todd with a deep breath. Looks over at second. Now to the plate. And he misses with the off speed. He tried the high corner and could not find it. Counts now 1-2. That should back Maddox off the plate a little bit. And he might be able to try the outside. You've still got Prosperi on second. The 1-2 comes now to the plate. And we'll do it all over. That's fouled into the fence of the backstop. Crowd staying into it, thinking that if they can get a run here, this ball game is all but over. As they've got time to keep on chipping. Next one misses low. Count is 2-2. Deuce is wild with a runner on second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 8-2 is still the score with a runner in scoring position. Chance Todd now to the plate and just misses below the knees. Count is full. Todd has only 1 walk so far in this one. He only walked 1 guy when they faced off last time as well. The 3-2 runner takes off, and he'll return after that's fouled into the Hoptown dugout. Brock Maddox, a native of Benton, Arkansas, who has 4 hits so far this year, one of them a double, another a home run. Has 3 RBIs, a chance to make it 4 with this at-bat here. Trying to turn around his 0 for 2 start to the day, but Chance Todd looking to shut that down. The 3-2 pitch again to the plate outside, and it is a walk to put 2 runners aboard. From my position, I have no idea if anyone could be warming up for Hoptown. No, Todd should still have a bit of a leash. He's got a comfortable lead, has been doing solid. But now coming to the plate with runners on first and second, the right-handed hitter and catcher Landon Vollner. Long pause before Todd delivers the first pitch. They called strike right above the knees. Chance Todd with that one reaches 80 pitches on the day. He threw 91 against the Miners in the opening night contest. Is approaching that number already. The 0-1 misses outside. Again, Todd went 7 innings in that one. Is almost through 6. And Volner now set as he awaits the next pitch. It misses low. Count is 2-1. Volner from Kellyville, Oklahoma, attends Sterling College, where in his junior season had a .270 batting average. Doesn't have an RBI yet this year for the Miners. An opportunity here for his first. That one over the counter. Scheid at first base gets it off one hop and will step on the bag himself for the unassisted play. That'll do it for the bottom of the 6th. We're 2/3 of the way through this one in Kentucky. And your Hoppers lead 8-2. We'll see 9 and then the top of the order when we return with some more Hoppers baseball. Hoppers lead 8-2 as we start the top of the 7th. It's a good time to take another moment to look around the scores in the Ohio Valley League. Railroaders at home still lead the Flash 4-1, and it's still a tied 1-1 game as the Rhythm hosts the Chiefs as they are currently in the top of the 5th inning in Hendersonville. Wyatt Burr is still on the mound as he delivers the pitches to Zach Hampton. First one is a ball outside. And it'll be Hampton in the top of the order with Cole Reynolds, who looks like he'll be pinch hit for. That one almost got off the chute. He'll say it does. The home plate umpire will agree. I'm not going to lie. I think he sold that, but I am not going to say a word right now because, they might be having a conversation. Their head coach for the Miners, Stephen McNett, came out to contest that. Because I think that landed in front of his foot. And he did a good job of selling it. Hampton's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a pop out. And he'll stay there as he's going to be on with the hit by pitch. I still don't know if that got him, but I'll take it, of course. Can't complain. Caden Slaughter now to plate the pinch hit for Cole Reynolds. Goes after the first one out towards right field. Trent Prosperi dives and will grab it for out number 1. Slaughter, good swing on it. Just an unlucky grab from the outfielder. That'll bring up Dom Hartman in the 2 spot. So far in the day, Hartman is 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Also has grounded into a double play. First pitch of the 4th at bat. He misses on a curve for strike 1. After Hartman, Evan Jacobs stands on deck. He had a home run back in the third. No balls, 1 strike. Throw over move the first, and Hampton's back in with plenty of time to spare. We mentioned where Burris plays his college ball at Siena Heights as the next pitch misses low. He's a transfer to there, though. He originally started his college career with Vincennes University, where in 2024 he didn't see any action. And then in 2025, he played in 20 games, and he only hit. He had a .333 batting average and slugged .467. Another throw over on the move of the first by no tag. Count still 1-1 with 1 out. The lefty on the mound, set from the stretch to battle the right-handed hitter. Leg kick delivers. Hartman on the left side is through the infield and into left for a single. Dom Hartman with another base hit. It's a 3-for-4 day for him. He also has a pair of RBIs and puts Zach Hampton in scoring position. Still 1 out. Evan Jacob comes up to the plate. He's also 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Runner takes off from second to third. He squares around, pulls back. It's a ball. No throw down the third. And that'll put Hampton 90 feet away. Long pause and reset as Evan Jacob reset in the box. Burris looks back, now delivers. Runner takes off from first to second. That one's popped into the air sky high. Tanner Wallace in center will grab it. Runner takes off from third to home. The tag up throw is there and bobbled by the catcher Landon Vollner. Zach Hampton scores. That make it a 9-2 contest. 2 outs, but it'll go down as a sac fly for Evan Jacob as he brings in his second RBI of the day. In the 5th inning, that was the only time the Hoppers had been shut out. They finally score again for the first time since the 4th. I want a called strike to start for Connor Scheidt. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Lefty gets one over into right field, and Hartman holds up at first. Scheidt with back-to-back singles on the day. So I just realized the scoreboard you guys are all looking at is incorrect. I'm going to fix that right now. I love that thing sometimes. So, the reset. There we go. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, and at the plate is Zach Johnson. First pitch is painted right down the middle for strike 1. Wyatt Burris is from Farmland, Indiana, where I've actually drove through a few times. I got to say, there's a nice rest stop right off the highway, and outside of that, you guessed it, it's a lot of farmland. 0-1 now to the plate from Burris. It just misses the corner and evens the count at 1-1. Was that a little too cheesy, a little too obvious? Farmland, Indiana would be covered with nothing but farmland? I don't know. You'd tell me. I think so, but I went for it anyways. Johnson so far today, 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and he also reached on a walk that he eventually scored on. The 1-1 pitch goes with the slider inside. Johnson dips out of the way for ball 2. On deck, Chance Sweeney. He also has a home run, a 2-run shot to center field. Sun setting here at Elmer Kelly Field. Still making for a gorgeous evening at the ballpark. That one on the right side gets off the foot of the runner, Connor Scheidt, and that does result in an out. It was live, and if it hits the runner on his way to second, that is an out. That being the third will do it for the top of the 6th inning. But a run still comes across. The Hoppers extend their lead to 7. They lead 9-2. As we'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th after this. Well, after 5, Chance Todd's day is done off the mound. He goes 5 complete, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Out of the pen comes Hudson Hamilton, the freshman from Mary Hardin Baylor. A righty on the mound. He'll face in the lineup for the Miners, Elijah Jordan. First pitch is out towards shallow right field. The second baseman will fall back onto it for out 1, that being Zach Hampson.
Now batting the left fielder, number 36, Gussie Maynard.
1 pitch, 1 out for Hamilton on the mound. Augustus Maynard at the plate now. His first pitch misses low near the dirt. Hamilton has made 2 appearances so far this year for the Hoppers, 1 as a start and 1 in relief of, you guessed it, Chance Todd. In 7 total innings this summer, he's got a 2.57 ERA, giving up 2 runs, both earned. That one skips right over the plate for ball 2. 2-0 count now to Maynard. Both those runs came off 6 hits, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Hudson's pitched 111 total pitches coming into this contest. Another one outside, and Hamilton is in a 3-0 hold against Maynard. Maynard's 1 for 2 with a double and a flyout to left field. The 3-0 pitch from Hamilton is outside. It's a 4-pitch walk. And a new batter at the plate. Jaden Hernandez will not be approaching the plate. Instead, for the Miners, it'll be Caleb Braden to face Hudson Hamilton. His first pitch, a called strike on the upper outside corner. Well, Jaden Hernandez 0 for 1 with a sac fly to center field to bring in the second run of the game. They'll elect to go to Caleb Braden as the next one is outside. Braden is a freshman from San Angelo, Texas, where he attends Dodge City Community College. Stands 6 foot in the left-handed batter's box. Has collected only 1 hit so far for the Miners. Fouls went off on the left side out of play. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crowd getting into it with a runner on first and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th and a 7-run deficit to the Hoppers. Hamilton now to the plate and will do the 1-2 all over again as it's fouled out of play. Hamilton's been a guy who's thrown just over 3.5 pitches per batter he's faced in his 2 appearances. Looking to keep that right around there in this one. Goes with a curve that hits the dirt and evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's at 3-4 pitches. I like the 4-pitch approach a lot. Get out of an at-bat as a pitcher in 4 pitches or less. That one hits the dirt as count runs full. Strikeouts are great, but you are wanting to be in the zone is really what that means, is make sure you're throwing strikes. Because if you're out in 4 pitches or less, it's either a strikeout, a walk, or go in the defense, help you in the field. The 3-2 outside, it's back-to-back walks against Hamilton. Hamilton had a good expectation. He was coming out of the pen today. He might even have a little bit of pen work tomorrow when the Hoppers return home to Tiger Field to take on the Fulton Railroaders before 2 road games this weekend. So now we'll reset for Tanner Wallace at the plate. Misses upstairs with the pitch. And at this point, you got to be wondering, do the Miners have a red light against Hudson? Because you've got to be buying back a lot of runs with only so much time left in this. You got to get on any way possible and force the pitcher that comes to you. Evan Jacob will take a quick visit out with Huddy to discuss some things. Hudson's been really good in his 2 appearances. This is very unique in the first little portion we've seen from him in his 3rd appearance. And he plays at UMHB in Belton, Texas, where the Crew went 25-18 on the season, though they did lose in 3 games in the American Southwest Conference Tournament. The 1-0 pitch misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes against Tanner Wallace. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out to the first baseman, Connor Scheidt, and a fly out to center. 2-0 pitch now from Hamilton, and now he's finally back in the zone. As Hamilton tries to settle back in and work back in the count and salvage the inning before it gets away from him. He delivers now the 2-1 pitch, and he'll do just that. 2-2, he is back in his groove. He's got Gabe Wilkie on deck, who has only 1 hit so far. But 2 outs would make that a lot more of a comfortable battle at the plate. Goes with the off-speed, broken bat at the handle. It's fielded by Hampton, throw over the first. They get the 1 out. That puts 2 in scoring position. But that bat snapped right at the handle.
Number 15, Gabe Wilkie.
So caught it off the end of the bat. Moves the 2-1 over, but is out himself with the 4-3 ground out. Gabe Wilkie at the plate, and as I said, he's got a hit. But with 2 outs, makes this at-bat a lot more comfortable for Hamilton, especially with 2 right behind him in scoring position. First pitch to Gilkey, an swing. That goes foul on the right side. Gilkey in total against the Hoppers so far this season is 1 for 6 with that 1 hit earlier today. So not been fantastic against them overall. He reigns from Evansville, Indiana. Next one, the curveball in the dirt. blocked by Evan Jacob. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Hoppers lead 9-2. Gilkey with just 1 RBI so far this summer season. Pitch runs inside for a ball. Good miss there from Huddy. But he's behind the count 2-1. As now he's set again from the stretch. Long pause. Leg kick. Delivers. And is over on the left side. Caden Slaughter clubs it across the diamond. The Connor Scheidt who grabs it for the final out. So there's a scare that the Miners could start cutting down the deficit, but nothing to come across. They still lead 9-2 over the home team Madisonville Miners as we head to the 7th and Emmer Kelly Field. As we'll see 6, 7, 8 duel up in the order for the Hoppers. They will face a new pitcher on the mound for the Miners. It's Hayden Lockwood getting the nod from his staff, as his first pitch of the day is outside against Chance Sweeney at the plate. Sweeney so far today has a 2-run homer. Then he grounded out into a double play and flew out to center field. The 1-0 pitch from Lockwood misses in the same spot outside, 2-0. Lockwood's a freshman from Fort Worth, Texas, where he plays ball at Dodge City Community College. Though it is possible, it looks like he might be transferring. 2-0 pitch is popped over on the left side. Underneath it is the shortstop for the Miners, Caleb Braden, for out number 1. Number Braden's in now, subbing for the shortstop, Jaden Hernandez. They put the first batter away with ease as Easton Beatty will walk up with an out. Hoppers still lead 9-2. Beatty swings through the first one and cannot connect that one right near the letters. It's behind 0 on the count. Lockwood already standing 5'11" on the mound. Did not record any stats this past spring as the 0-1 is hit out towards right center field. This one is launched and right on the base of the warning track. Beatty digging for 2, is rounding hard. Throw still coming in, and he holds up quickly as he gets the stop sign from Max Kirby with a 1-out double. Easton Beatty with the extra base hit. A beautiful piece of hitting as he barreled it up. And impossible to field that one. He puts himself in scoring position with still only 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. Alex McGuire back to the plate. He grounded out to the shortstop last time. He's had his fair share of struggles in the early portion of the season. He throws one over on the right side. It's fielded by Gabe Wilkie as he dropped down to a knee for out number 2. That does move Easton Beatty from second to third. Zach Hampton back to the dish. He's reached on a walk and a hit by pitch. It's also popped up, though, to the first baseman. As a runner, standing on third in form of Easton Beatty. The first pitch, a curve that falls in the middle of the zone for strike 1. Started off really high and fell off the table dramatically. Hopper's looking for a double-digit score for the second time this season. Next one falls in the dirt on the opposite batter's box. Evens the count 1-1. Hampton, a two-way guy for UMHB and the Hoppers. At the plate has a .333 batting average and a .429 on base percentage. Next pitch misses about a couple inches below the knees. That makes the count 2-1. You've got Caden Slaughter on deck behind you with Dom Hartman in the hole if you get to that point. Looking to bring Easton Beatty one base forward back home to the dugout. It's a called strike on a fastball on the inside corner. Evens the count 2 apiece against Hampton. Hampton's recorded 1 RBI coming into this game. But double that here. The 2-2 pitch. Another curve that's left falling out of the zone. Count runs full against Hampton. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the top of the 7th, a runner on third with a 9-2 lead. Lockwood set from the stretch, delivers to the plate, and he gets Hampton fooled on a curveball outside. A strikeout swinging, and that'll do it for the top of the 7th. It's stretch time here at Elmer Kelly Field. We'll be back with the Hoppers in the field when we return on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. We're all stretched out in Madisonville, Kentucky, as we head to the bottom of the 7th in Game 6 of the season. Head coach Chris Benny elects to go back to the Arm Barn and see Reed Hayes on the mound for a second consecutive game. He pitched against a full count rhythm where he went 2 scoreless with 3 strikeouts. And he said, you know, it's my off day in the outfield. And when I brought that up to him, he was like, yeah, it's nice with the outfield being cement, but he's like, you might see me coming out of the pen today. And sure enough, here he is in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch is outside as he battles at the dish. Mitch Menon in the 9th spot. Then we'll see the top of the order. Menon 0 for 2 that we reached last time in the 5th inning via an error from Chance Side, missing the bag. Next one catches the knees, even the count 1-1. Reed Hayes had a lot of fun with it. He said that he hasn't pitched since sophomore year of high school, where he was doing that and playing the outfield. But honestly, he was like, it's just not my thing in high school at all. Next one runs inside. He said, I pitched a little bit, like a good amount, but I threw the ball all over the place, and I walked probably a million dudes that there was no way they wanted me to pitch after that. However, you don't see any of that lingering into his college pitching as he gets a foul tip into the glove of Evan Jacob. It's even the count 2-2. He relieves Hudson Hamilton, who went 1 full inning, giving up just 2 walks, no hits, and no runs, as the Hoppers still lead 9-2. Reed Hayes steps off the back of the rubber and will reset as he continues to face Menon. Long pause as he now delivers the 2-2. And it is through the fence and netting behind home plate as it's fouled off, so we'll do it again. But it went into the stands and luckily did not hit anyone, though it was fired back here. And if it connected, that would have at least bruised someone, if not seriously injured them. Reed Hayes stares in, accepts the sign. The 2-2 pitch yet again after the deep breath delivers to the plate and watches one miss the zone by about half an inch. He tried the corner, Menon froze, and could not get it. Set again from the stretch, Reed Hayes. Full count pitch, and gets him swinging into the glove of Evan Jacob. He starts off his second consecutive night with another strikeout.
Now batting the right fielder, number 2, Trent.
That's how he started against the full count rhythm with a strikeout. And he starts the minors with a K as well. Trent Prosperi at the top of the order walks up for his 4th plate appearance. He's 1 for 3 with a double. Reed Hayes, first pitch over the right side is popped up. Connor Scheidt chasing after it. Second baseman Zach Hampton dove as it lands on the chalk and fair. It's a single for Prosperi as Hampton could not get to it in time.
The third baseman, number 9, Brock Maddox.
Clean single as Prosperi is now 2 for 2 on the day, showing off why his average so far this summer is so high coming into the game. He is batting .389. Now to plate Brock Maddox with a runner on first and 1 out. Reed Hayes set, looks over the first, then goes to the plate. Runner takes off, swing and a miss. Throw is down the line, and Prosperi is in safely with the stolen bag. That's the first steal for the Miners in this one, as Mitch Menon tried going back in the 5th inning and was caught stealing by Evan Jacob. 0-1 count as Reed Hayes back to the plate yet again. That one out towards left field. A line drive missile caught. And back in the second, Prosperi is in as the throw was fired to Zach Hampton on the bag. 2 outs with that runner still on second. Landon Volner follows up Maddox, the catcher. 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a ground ball, Also has a single that he scored on. First pitch swung on, and the shortstop, Caden Slaughter, is underneath it. Doesn't have to move for out number 3. We've played 7 on the road. The Hoppers lead 9-2 and look to tack on a bit more insurance when we return with more Ohio Valley League baseball in just a moment. Hayden Lockwood still out there as we return for the top of the eighth. I'm Colin Crothers here on Hoptown Hoppers TV Network. Caden Slaughter at the plate to lead things off with the top of the order to face Lockwood. First pitch of the inning. Slaughter puts it out towards left center field, and Tanner Wallace is there for a quick one pitch, one out. Good moment now as we look at some scores in the Ohio Valley League. Fulton Railroaders now lead the Henderson Flash 7-4. And the Rhythm and Chiefs are still tied at 1. Obviously 9-2 here with the Hoppers in charge. Now at the plate is Dom Hartman. His first pitch misses the zone for ball 1. Also looking around the country at some other action. The Texas Longhorns were beating Texas Tech in the Women's College Softball World Series 2-1 in the 6th inning. They play 7, obviously, so looking to close out game 1 of that series. The 1-0 pitch. Hartman fouls at a plate, evens at 1-1. And if you're a hockey fan, I'll update you real quick. The Golden Knights up 2-0 on the Hurricanes with about a minute left in the second period. But we're obviously focused right here with the 1-1 pitch coming to the plate. Curveball misses inside the Dom Hartman, makes it a 2-1 count. Hartman on the day is 3 for 4. Has a double and 2 singles. Lockwood set, delivers, and misses outside. Hartman ahead, 3-1. We've seen Dom Hartman with a strong bat. He's been putting things in play. Only 4 strikeouts, just been right at someone almost every time. As that one's upstairs for a walk, his first of the day. And it looks like his first of the season. He's been aggressive at the plate. That's the first time he will walk in the 2026 summer season for the Hoppers. So he's reached 4 or 5 times tonight. Now with 1 out and a runner on first, Evan Jacob approaches the box. First pitch gets away from the catcher. Hartman takes off for second, is rounding softly as it's finally fielded by the catcher, number 38, Landon Volner. One 0 count, obviously. That will go down as a wild pitch, as it hit something and bounced away from Volner. So I want to give it the pass ball. Evan Jacob now, the 1-0, gets off the tip of his bat, it seems, for a foul tip. They make the count 1-1. He didn't make a very direct call, but that's what I saw. It got off the base of the bat as he started to go around, held up, brought the hands close to the body. And we will do the 1-1 pitch now. It is a foul tip. Lockwood, the righty set, looks over the second, now delivers to the plate, goes with a curveball that loops way above the head of Evan Jacob. That one slipped out of the hand. It did not snap down with the wrist whatsoever on that pitch. So Dom Hartman getting off second. Healthy lead as Evan Jacob will now ask for time at the plate. From Chalmette, Louisiana, over an 8.5-hour drive from Hopkinsville. Evan Jacob awaits the pitch. It misses 3-1. Jacob has been hitting .429 with runners in the scoring position, just like he has right now. He's been phenomenal in this spot. The 3-1. He will extend that average as that one's in left field. They'll hold off the runner at third. Dom Hartman stays put, and Jacob puts runners on the corners with a single. Being careful, I don't mind, as Maynard was picking it up and probably would have gunned him at the plate. But nonetheless, Evan Jacob now 3 for 4 on the day with 2 singles, a double, and a sac fly. Here comes head coach McNett to most likely make a pitching change. Just having a conversation, so we'll wait right here for the official word. Stephen McNett, new head coach this season for the Madisonville Miners. He was assistant coach and more specifically a pitching coach with Southwest College, home of the Mound Builders, for 2 seasons now. He just has a conversation with Hayden Lockwood and will make the slow walk back to the home dugout. He's also spent time as the head coach of Central Christian College of Kansas from 2019 to 2024, where he left as the program's all-time second winningest coach. He's had coaching experience all around with Coffeyville Community College, Nelson University, Pratt Community College, obviously Central Christian. And now he's here. First pitch, the next at-bat, a called strike against Connor Scheidt with runners on the corners and 1 out. In the top of the 8th, Scheidt has had back-to-back singles as he settles into his summer season. Runner takes off from first to second, no throw down. The ball was in the dirt, so it will be an even 1-1 count. And now Jacob is in scoring position. Scheidt with Indiana Southeast, a very, very successful team this spring. Was hitting around .250 average in his redshirt sophomore year. He swings at one that lit up the eyes above his head and will not connect. It's a 1-2 count. On deck is still Nick Johnson, the DH. Scheidt was with the team last year, was a fan favorite. Really good dude to be around, a lot of fun, and a lot of the former teammates were talking him up pretty well. That one over on the right side gets through the 3-4 gap. One comes across. Evan Jacob rounding third, going for home. It's bobbled in right field. Connor Scheidt going around second, going to third. He's being waved around third now, gets the stop sign. Throw comes in. He's standing 90 feet away from coming across the plate as he brings in 2 runs that make it 11-2 in favor of your Hoppers. My goodness, that one got past Trent Prosperi in right field, and Scheidt unhooked the trailer and went all the way around the base pads to third. Oh my goodness, still 1 out as Nick Johnson now comes to the plate. I'll look for the official ruling before saying anything on this. It does look like Scheidt's going to be awarded a single and then advancing to second and third on an error from Prosperi. That's exactly how it's ruled as I finally now see it. Next batter, Nick Johnson, started with a first pitch fastball for a strike. Both runners were going to score either way, so that is 2 RBIs for Connor Scheidt. As Lockwood delivers the 0-1 pitch, it's a curveball in the dirt. Evens the count, 1-1. Johnson on the day has also looked really good. He's 2 for 3 with a walk and His last time up, he hit one over on the right side that got off the foot of Connor Scheidt in between first and second. Next pitch at the letters for a strike. Makes it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Hoppers would love to bring in a run and end this one early. They had a day of rest yesterday, which is definitely needed after a 10-2 loss to the full count rhythm. Everyone can reset. And it's shown that it was so needed right now. That one out of play. Count still 1-2. Cole Reynolds was talking about it. Said, yeah, you know, it felt really nice. They needed the off day, reset mentally, physically. He's also coming back and battling with an injury himself as Nick Johnson foul-tipped one behind him and will stay alive. So Cole Reynolds did start this game. Got pinch hit for after going 2 for 3, though he reached every single time. He's got his pinky taped up on one hand. Is still playing through it, but he dislocated it sliding back into the bag on opening night. Nick Johnson on the left side with the infield playing in. Gets past the shortstop, Braden. Connor Scheidt will score, and your Hoppers lead by 10. 12-2 is the score as Johnson brings in a run on an error. Scheidt held up for a minute, and he is being greeted with a bunch of smiles as he has a big smile across his face walking into the dugout. Not only a fan favorite, but a team favorite. The guys love him on this team. So Johnson reaches on an E6. And Scheidt, the third runner, the score this inning. First pitch on the outside half called a strike against Chance Sweeney, the lefty, who was 1 for 4 with a 2-run homer back in the second. Lockwood delivers the pitch. Sweeney just pushes one out of play on a pitch on the outside portion of the plate. And Sweeney has made an immediate impact with the Hoppers. He had his first home run of the year. His 4th hit with it, though. That one in the dirt is stopped by a Volner right underneath him to make it a 1-2 count. And a great read by Nick Johnson on first. He held up as he couldn't find the ball either. And Volner located it quickly right underneath him. 1 ball, 2 strikes, still only 1 out. In the top of the 8th, their Hoppers lead by 10. Madisonville's Lockwood delivers that one out towards the left field. Is on the grass and caught right outside of the infield by the shortstop, Caleb Braden, as Johnson returns back to first. Easton Beatty approaches the dish now. He's 1 for 3 with a double, a pair of strikeouts, and a walk that he came around and scored on. First pitch he sees, gets away from Volner in the dirt, all the way to the backstop. Johnson, round second, will hold off on the wild pitch. So now for Easton Beatty, a runner stands in scoring position, and so far this season he's batting .250 with runners there. Here's a 1-0 count ahead of Lockwood. Misses upstairs with the next pitch for ball 2. Well, everything that's been in the zone for the most part, the Hoppers have been all over the baseball. They've only struck out 2 times tonight after striking out 15 last night against the Rhythm, who were led by Caleb Pica, who went 6. As that next one gets off the elbow of Easton Beatty, a hit by pitch. He's aboard safely. Again, Caleb Pica had a great night. Pitcher and the transfer porter out of Lipscomb. He had 11 of the 15 strikeouts. As Stephen McNett will come back out, he will be forced to make a pitching change as it's his second visit of the inning with Lockwood. We'll see a new cannon out of the arm barn for the Miners as they look to minimize the damage. 3 have scored, 2 are on, And there are 2 outs in the top of the 8th. We'll have the new guy in a moment. Colin Crothers back with you now as the Hoppers lead by 10. Hayden Lockwood, though his line is not closed with 2 runners on the base paths behind him, he exits with 1.2 innings pitched, a strikeout, a walk, and 3 runs given up on 3 hits. The 2 runners on the base paths are his responsibility, so they come across. That will be on his line. But now on the mound, Garrett Williams comes in. Alex McGuire is at the plate, and he'll pop out on the first pitch, out of play. So we won't get to talk about Williams much. We'll discuss him in the next inning, assuming he comes back. But that'll do it for the top of the 8th inning. 3 runs come across for the Hoppers. They lead 12-2, and the Miners will need a run if they want to continue this game, as they are in danger of a run rule. After sending 8 to the plate a half inning ago, the Hoppers look to close this one out on the road and move to 5-1 on the year. Hello, everyone. I'm Colin Crothers. The Miners moved from one Dodge City Community College pitcher to another with Garrett Williams on the mound. Took 1 pitch to end it against Alex McGuire but they already crossed 3 with a few hits and a couple of wild pitches in that inning as well. Reed Hayes back on the mound looking to close this one out as he faces 4, 5, 6 in the order. The heart of it, Elijah Jordan starts off with a ball at the plate. Reed Hayes, next pitch, is in the dirt, 2-0 count. He's back out there for a second inning of work after he gave up just 1 hit, also had a strikeout in the 7th. Reed Hayes, deep breath now to the plate. And that one over in left field, it slices foul just barely. Thankfully, he stopped running because I cannot see down the left field line extremely well. Like right down the line if it gets deep enough where it was. Like anywhere else, I could have seen it. But, of course, the one spot you have to put it, I can't see perfectly. But Elijah Jordan, in his 4th appearance, he's 0 for 2 on the day, though he's reached on a walk, and he scored on that as well. 2-1 pitch from Reed Hayes is outside. The fastball misses, 3-1. I'm talking about it briefly before the inning ended in the 7th that Reed Hayes hadn't pitched since the sophomore year of high school, where he described himself as not the most proficient. As the 3-1 comes in, misses outside, leadoff walk. He said he, walked too many guys, threw too many balls, so they didn't really want him to pitch. It didn't really matter because he's a stellar outfielder, one of the best in his graduating class from the state of Indiana, as now he faces another new hitter at the plate. Long pause, the runner on first stays put as that one is blocked by Evan Jacob in the dirt for ball 1. Reed Hayes also described his love for playing the outfield, though. He said there's no better feeling than just hurling one down the line from the outfield home and trying to gun down a runner. He said he might have gotten a little greedy the other day on a throw, but he still feels great as that one's outside. He's like, the runner was already halfway there, but honestly, if anyone can do it, I think most of the outfielders for the Hoppers, but Reed Hayes has shown the arm strength that he can absolutely get a guy that way. So I never even questioned it until he brought that up. The 2-0 over on the right side is picked up by Hampton over the second. They get the lead runner, and they'll hold off from throwing it over to first base. Slaughter and Connor Scheidt with a good communication. Slaughter was about to go, and then Scheidt at first threw up his hand saying, no, he's pretty much already here. Let's not make a throw that something could accidentally happen on. So they'll flip-flop on first base and replace each other with the fielder's choice. Next pitch is a ball to begin the at-bat. Caleb Braden. He will now get one over in the left field that lands fair and down for a single. So runners now stand on first and second as Braden is on with the single. Tanner Wallace, the center fielder, approaches. With 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, they need a run to continue this game. Just one. Pitch over to left side, lands just foul of the chalk. It tailed out last second. But boy, did it have a chance of being fair, and if it was, it would have guaranteed a run. Because it was too shallow for Sweeney in left field to get to, but also too deep for Dom Hartman to go after at third. No balls, 1 strike to Tanner Wallace, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Paired groundouts and a fly out to center has been his night. The 0-1 pitch from Reed Hayes, right back up the middle, past Slaughter and into center field. The throw from Alex McGuire towards home plate, cut off by Schott, and at the plate is dropped by Evan Jacob, and the run comes across. Scheidt let it go past, and that is a run for the Miners to negate the run rule. Maynard comes around the score. Braden moves up to second, and Wallace on first with the RBI single. Gabe Wilkie, the righty in the box to face Reed Hayes. As he's now set, that's the first run that Reed Hayes has given up. And a little over 3 innings pitched now. It's a called strike on off speed to begin the at-bat against Gilkey, who's 1 for 3 with a single back in the third. And it's been a fly out and a ground ball to the shortstop Slaughter since. Reed Hayes delivers back to the plate over the heart of it. A fastball called for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes with still 1 out. In the bottom of the 8th, Hoppers lead 12-9. Long pause before Gabe gets the next pitch. That's right above the letters for a ball. 1-2 runs the count. Wilkie's the guy who also heated up towards the end of the year. He was slugging .688 this past spring with Lincoln Trail. So we had an OPS above 1,000 and over 130 at-bats. The 1-2 pitch runs inside for a ball. Count is even 2-2 after Hayes got ahead 0-2. You've still got Caleb Braden on second. Tanner Wallace on first after the RBI single. The 2-2 skips in the dirt, and Jacob is there to block it and keep in front to hold the runners at bay. Count does run full. You've got Mitch Menon on deck, though it looks like he might be getting a pinch hitter. And he will. It'll be Casey Lowe instead standing on deck in place of Mitch Menon. But first, the full count pitch. Reed Hayes. Now the leg kick to the plate. It's a fly ball to right field. Long chase, and is dropped out of the glove of Zach Hampton, who's the second baseman going back on it. That'll load the bases and go down as an E4. Something preached the first few nights was the stellar defense of the Hoppers. And in the past 3 games, they've collected a few errors now. Bases juice for Casey Lowe, the pinch hitter. For the Miners, they have not given up at all, which, good testament to them. You got to give them credit. Down by a boatload of runs, and they have stuck to it. Casey Lowe from Hazlet, Texas, finished up his redshirt freshman year at Frontier Community College. As now the base is loaded, he awaits the first pitch from Reed Hayes, and it plunked him on the front hip. That is another run. 2 have already scored now this inning to make it 12-4. Base is still loaded. Now the most dangerous bat in the order, Trent Prosperi, is coming to the plate, but with that, Reed Hayes' day will be done. Chris Benny with the walk out to the mound. He'll call in his left fielder, Chance Sweeney, to pitch in relief of Reed Hayes, just like it was a day ago. Nope. Instead, nope, I'm right. It'll be Chance Sweeney. Well, we'll talk about how he did yesterday in a moment as his team now leads by 8. Reed Hayes exits the game with his line still open. As the bases are loaded, all of them go to his line if they come across. But right now, Reed Hayes went 1 1/3 with a strikeout, a walk, and 3 hits against him, as well as a pair of runs. So with that, Chance Sweeney comes in from left field. He started the game in center, then went to left, and is now playing his third position as a pitcher in relief of Reed Hayes, just the same way that the game went on Tuesday against Full Count Rhythm. Reed Hayes came in, and then Chance Sweeney went in the pitch from the outfield. He was in right field at the time, came in and then pitched for Reed Hayes. It'll be the sixth batter coming to the plate to face Chance Sweeney. After he was solid in his one appearance, going 1 2/3 with a strikeout and 17 pitches, did not give up any runs or hits. First pitch of the at-bat skipped into the dirt for ball one. Dirt kicked up into the eyes of our home plate umpire, C.J. Daniels, so everyone takes a moment to reset. Trent Prosperi at the plate with bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, a 12-4 lead in favor of your Hoptown Hoppers. Prosperi 2 for 4 with 2 singles so far. Awaits the pitch from the right-handed Sweeney. It's popped in the infield. Dom Hartman calls everyone off and grabs it right on the line for out 2. He was snaking around, going left and right, and eventually found out where it was being pushed in the air to grab it. Brock Maddox approaches the right-handed box. He's 0 for 3 with a walk back in the 5th inning. His bases loaded, now 2 outs against Sweeney. Pitch comes in, and he went way early on that one. And Sweeney's ahead in the count, 0-1 with a strike. He thought about unloading on a baseball. Instead, it was about 3 seconds too early with a swing. The 0-1 now from Sweeney goes with a curve. It's popped up behind the plate, and Evan Jacob will have to give up as it's out of play. That one lands near the mini golf course behind us yet again, though not on one of the holes this time. Count is 0-2 in favor of Sweeney. Trying to strand the bases loaded. Chance Sweeney winds up and delivers to the plate. It's a pop out on the left side in foul territory. Dom Hartman tracking it. He's underneath it, and he'll grab back-to-back pop outs to end the 8th inning. Bases are stranded, loaded for the Miners. Only 2 runs score here in the 8th. They trail by 8 runs as we head to the final inning of action at Elmer Kelly Field. We head to the 9th. Garrett Williams still on the mound for the Madisonville Miners. He'll face Zach Hampton and then the top of the order here in the 9th inning. First pitch, a screaming fastball that misses the zone, and an awkward windup. We're going to look at this one again as he looks to work quickly. He's going to step, and now he pauses, of course. There we go. Steps backwards off the backside of the rubber, winds up, and then has a weird short arm throw before diving down the rest of the mound to the plate. That pitch missed high for ball 2. 2-0 count against Hampton, who's 1 for 3 with a single. Also reached on a hit by pitch, and he scored on. Next pitch is high, 3-0. I didn't get to talk about it much because Garrett Williams threw only 1 pitch last half inning against Alex McGuire, a freshman from Dodge City Community College, who stands 6'4" as a righty on the rubber. The 3-0, it skips in the dirt. It's a 4-pitch leadoff walk as Hampton is on first. That'll bring up Caden Slaughter for his 3rd appearance in this one after pinch hitting for Cole Reynolds. Reynolds has a line out to right and a fly out to center. And Garrett Williams didn't record any stats with Dodge City Community College. He's from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. He's thrown 2 innings so far for the Miners. That one high and in, misses the zone against Slaughter for ball 1. In those 2 innings, he's given up 5 runs, all earned, 3 hits, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, a hit by a pitch as well for a 17.5 ERA. Next one misses the shoelaces for ball 2. After Slaughter, you've got a Hartman on deck. Another update, the Texas Longhorns did end up winning that game and win the title back-to-back years, both times in the college softball World Series over Texas Tech. 2-0 pitch, and Slaughter swings and misses. That's the first strike of the inning for Garrett Williams. He had 6 consecutive balls. Looks over at first, back to the plate, delivers, and misses near the head of Slaughter, making a 3-1 count. Also just visited by the commissioner of the league, Will Cox. Got to give him a shout out. He is a member of the Madisonville Miners organization, but also runs the league. He's the guy who actually helped get me in this spot with the Hoppers, sending my info out. So I got to give a lot of my flowers to him. 3-1, hit up the left side, is off the glove of the shortstop, Caleb Braden, bounced in front of him. He won't be able to recover as Slaughter is on first safely. Two runners on, as we'll await the official ruling of that one as well. Long pause as Garrett Williams has a conversation with his catcher, Volner. As Dom Hartman will come up to the plate. He's had a terrific 3-for-4 day, 2 singles, 1 double, and a walk that does officially go down as a single for Caden Slaughter, his first of the day and the 18th of the game. For the Hoppers, a drastically different night than what we saw against Full Count Rhythm. Hartman swings after the first pitch and is underneath it, fouls it backwards for strike 1. Everyone resets as fans have been trickling out ever so slightly. Less and less every inning that this game has continued as their home team has struggled. Next pitch in the dirt, 1-1. It's not even like the Hoppers have played fantastically, but it's been compounded by the Miners' immense struggles, errors, and overall just non-efficiency at the mound. That one, a frozen rope out towards center field, but right at Tanner Wallace. He, and I kid you not, did not move a single inch. He flipped his glove up and said, "Thank you," for the out. Runners remain on first and second, now one out in the top of the ninth, and I mean, Dom Hartman barreled that thing. And it just happened to be literally directly at someone. I was bringing that up another at-bat ago that he had. As now at the plate is Evan Jacob. His first pitch, runners take off, throw down to second, gets the runner in a pickle. That's Caden Slaughter in between first and second. They'll walk him all the way back to first and make sure that Zach Hampton did not go from third to home. So he is in 90 feet away from scoring. Slaughter is back on first. But again, to finish that thought on Dom Hartman, as that pitch was called a strike against Jacob, he's been putting the ball in play. He's been hitting the ball strong. He's got a good bat. It's just been right at someone constantly so far in the early summer season. The 0-1 pitch to Evan Jacob is left right down the middle for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes with runners on the corners and 1 out in the top of the ninth. Long look in from Williams before he's finally set on the mound. Delivery from the rubber. Jacobs, the left side, is gloved by the shortstop over the second. They get the out over the first, and they'll twist a double play to end the top of the ninth. 4th inning today that the Hoppers have not gotten a run, though they had one right there in position for them. They still lead 12-4. The Miners have 3 outs for one more hope to try to make a comeback and get their first win of the season. We'll be right back with Hoppers baseball after the break. Bottom of the ninth at Elmer Kelly Field in Madisonville City Park. Colin Crothers with you here live on Hoptown Hoppers TV. Hoppers lead 12-4 as they play the YMCA over the mic. And I think that's a nice time to bring up that these players have a couple benefits during their summer season. Sure, they get to play some great baseball, they get fed, but they also have access to the YMCA in downtown Hopkinsville, Kentucky, where they can work out, play basketball, and get a plethora of other benefits. First pitch of the bottom of the ninth is a ball outside. It'll be Volner at the plate. We'll see 3-4-5. The face Chance Sweeney still out there after getting consecutive pop-outs in foul territory. The Dom Hartman at third base. Next pitch, a little bit closer, but misses outside and low again. 2 balls, no strikes. And we take a look again at how this one's unfolded. The Miners score 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 8th. As the next pitch misses upstairs, 3-0 count. But that was after trailing by quite a bit. Hopper scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second after a 2-run homer from Chance Sweeney, who's now pitching. They brought in another run in the third to lead 4-0. And then they plated 4 in the 4th inning. And that next one in the zone for strike one, 3-1 count. So after that, making an 8-0 ball game. The Hoppers scored again in the 6th. They make it 9-2. Another 3, they make it 12-2 before giving up those 2 runs to the Miners a half inning ago. That one touches the outside portion of the plate, making the count full against Volner. Playing at Sterling College, where he transferred from Central Christian College. The full count pitch is tipped down, and we'll do it over again. And Volner transferred from Central Christian College and Allen Community College. Obviously, the Miners head coach has spent some time previously, not anymore, but previously at Central Christian College, majoring in pre-engineering. The full count pitch again from Chance Sweeney tries a curve that's behind the head of Volner. And there's a leadoff walk. As we continue to trudge through the heart of the order for the Miners, Elijah Jordan steps up for his 5th time. He's 0 for 2 with 2 walks on the day, 1 run as well. The lefty getting ready to step in as Chance Sweeney is communicating with his middle infielders, because there is a double play in order right now. And a nice thing, especially a guy that plays the field, as he throws over the first, but to no avail, is that you got to communicate as a pitcher with your infielders, or middle infielders specifically, hey, what's the plan here? If there's one hit up the middle, if I get the ball, who am I throwing the ball to? Next pitch to begin the at-bat outside for a ball. Let's say there's a little dribbler, or right back up to Chance Sweeney, and he grabs it. You want to try to get the lead runner and turn a double play. So he turns around and asks, all right, who am I looking for if that happens? So am I looking for the shortstop or the second baseman? As the next one swung on and missed, he tried pulling that out to Mercury and could not connect. In this situation with a lefty, it's usually the shortstop coming over, but there's unusual situations where sometimes that's flipped. 1 ball, 1 strike as Chance Sweeney now goes back to the plate. This one's fouled out of play from the outside half of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Elijah Jordan from Wake Forest, North Carolina, playing at Coker University. He transferred there after spending time at Camp Community College. This one over on the left side gets through the 5-6 gap on the ground. They'll hold the runner at second, and they'll all advance a bag for a single. So Chance Sweeney saw only 2 batters in the 8th. Got 2 pop outs. Now it's been a walk and a single against him. Again, granted, not a pitcher in the most typical sense. Though he's serving innings here, he faces Augustus Maynard, still going through the heart of the order as well as a non-pitcher. Runners on first and second, no outs with an 8-run lead. First pitch to Maynard, a called strike on an off-speed that hits the corner. Maynard on the day, 1 for 3 with a double. Also reached on a walk and a fielder's choice the last inning where he scored in the 8th. That one misses in the dirt. Ball 1, 1-1 count. You got to assume, unless this one becomes like a 3-run game, Sweeney's got the rest of the way on the mound. The 1-1 pitch now delivered to the plate. And a swing and miss from Maynard makes it a 1-2 count. Again, Maynard, who's also called Gussie, at Rochester Community Technical College in his freshman year, had a .289 batting average. And so far has 3 hits and a .188 average going into this game for the Miners. That pitch misses upstairs, 2-2 count. Hasn't recorded an RBI for the Miners yet. However, recorded 55 this spring. That one fouled out of play on the left side and would do the 2-2 all over. From Littleton, Colorado, this team, the Miners, have a lot of guys that are traveling in from a lot of different places. A lot of the other teams have at least a few guys that are local. And while the Miners do, they've got a lot of guys from Colorado on this team. The 2-2 coming in. It just misses downstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Chance Sweeney, a deep breath to reset. Does not want to give up this batter. First 2 have gotten on. They remain there with no outs. The pitch comes in. It's a swing and miss from Maynard. Sweeney with the punch out, and there's 1 out away in the 9th. That'll be Sweeney's first K of the game, as the runners remain on first and second. Now you'll see Caleb Braden in the left-handed box, a native of San Angelo, Texas, and attended Wall High School. Sweeney looking back to second. Now leg kick delivers to the plate, and it's a strike right down Broadway. Braden, a freshman at Dodge City Community College. He's brought in a lot of teammates with him here from Dodge City, who are also natives of Texas. Only 1 hit so far in the summer season. That one misses upstairs and evens the count at 1 apiece. Braden pinch hit for Jayden Hernandez, has a walk and a single so far in this game. The 1-1 way outside and up for ball 2. You still got Landon Volner on second, Elijah Jordan standing on first base. But they don't represent too much right now. The tying run is still eons away. 2-1 pitch delivered over on the right side. Connor Scheidt will grab it off the 1 hop and step on first base himself for the second out. Both runners that were already on advance in the scoring position. But the Hoppers are 1 out away from their 5th win. At the plate is Tanner Wallace, the center fielder. Chance Sweeney will be working from the windup now. First pitch of the at-bat goes with a slider, and it slashes the zone for strike 1. Wallace on the day. 1 for 4 with a single back in the 8th inning. Sweeney again from the windup. The pitch, a fastball out towards left field, will land fair. 1 run comes across. Here comes a second. Ball is bobbled, and that will be a single. And advancing on the air is Tanner Wallace in the scoring position, as he brought in 2, and both RBIs will count to his name. That's 3 RBIs now for Tanner Wallace. 12-6 stands the score with still 2 outs. The Miners making this one look as good as they can on the scoreboard. Gabe Wilkie at the plate. First pitch is fouled over on the right side and through the only gap over there into what appears to be a little merch stand for the Miners. At least that's what it looks like. There's like a table and a bunch of merch and like a box. I don't know. Not doing much over there. 0-1 misses low. I think that's what someone was up there for earlier. It's a 1-1 count. Or maybe it's just where they store the extra merch. I don't know. Either way, it got through and luckily didn't hurt anyone. Counts 1-1 with a runner on second and 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Chance Sweeney from the stretch. Looks back a second time to second. And finally delivers fouled into the netting backwards. And Sweeney's ahead 1-2 against Gabe Wilkie. The Evansville, Indiana native trying to keep this game and inning alive. Chance Sweeney giving up a walk, a single, a strikeout, a ground ball, and another single in order this inning. Trying to finish it right here, but instead throws one about 3 levels too much upstairs. Counts even 2-2. Deuces Wild with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Wallace still stands on second, getting a generous secondary lead against Chance Sweeney, who looks back first. And now to the plate. Outside, count is full. Against Sweeney pitched 2 days ago. And it's a full count rhythm where he got a strikeout on 1 2/3 innings pitch and only 17 pitches thrown. As he's now set again from the stretch. Delivers out towards right field. Long chase. Beatty is there, and he'll grab it to end the game. Hoppers win 12-6 on the road. They move to 5-1. The Miners drop to an 0-6 record and stay in the Ohio Valley League Center. The winning pitcher in this one, obviously your starter, Chance Todd, moves to 2-0 on the year. He went 5 innings, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits, and 2 runs against him. The Hoppers win this one 12 runs on 18 hits. A miraculous day, only striking out 2 times compared to 15 last night. They hold the Miners to what looks to be only 7 hits in this game on 6 runs and 3 errors for the Miners. Hoppers, another great win, bouncing back after their first loss of the season. Tomorrow we'll be back at Tiger Field as they take on the Fulton Railroaders. That'll be at home, so you'll catch us here on the YouTube stream as well as WHOP 95.3. They'll be on the road again this weekend against Hendersonville on Saturday and at Paducah on Sunday. But for now, I'm Colin Crithers.